Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It is Wednesday, and that means it's time for our stock market midweek update. It's been a very quiet week for the most part. We're still trading here within this candle. You can see these last three sessions, four sessions really have just been trading within last Thursday's candle, and there's not a lot going on. The SPY is holding in just fine. We still haven't even hit the 8 day. If you take out the dividend, we actually hit an all-time high today. And nothing really going on here, nothing to see at the moment. We came down, we came up, then another little dip and came up, and overall the market is acting great. Volume again pretty low here at 26 million shares with 34 minutes to go. And that's, last week we had a lot of volume at the end of the week. We've slowed down here. Overall things are good. Sentiment wise, things are pretty neutral. Let's talk about the Qs because we're seeing a rotation here on this market. The Qs here today are breaking this little W formation. Here's your sloppy W with a higher low, which I interpret as more bullish, and it's breaking above the midpoint here, trying to, and you have a gap at 488.80, and that should be on everybody's radar because that's the last gap that brings us back up towards that all-time high. And it makes sense for them to be rotating back into tech because they ran everything else up. So this is good to see. And we're seeing other things that ran taking a back seat. IWM, not a pretty candle underneath the 8 day again. This thing trades sloppy. You have a downtrend there. The banks, which have been so strong, have come back down here and they've lost the 21 day. There is a little difference. JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs are holding in better. We're seeing the banks that are more sensitive to rates and loans, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Bank of America, all acting a little weaker, for example. Energy remains extremely weak. You got end up coming back down here. The market's saying it's not really concerned about what's going on in the Middle East. And then you have the semis, and the semis have woken up. Now, this comes with a big caveat. We have Micron earnings tonight. But that said, the semis have woken up, and if Micron delivers on guidance, I would expect this sector to push back up. And you have that gap at 251.88, which we tag and never filled, still there. That's where I got into the SOXL. I added back on this yesterday, so I have more of it, and I like this move, and I think we can push higher. Leading today, NVIDIA. I mean, NVIDIA today out of the gate, yesterday had that big breakout candle on news that Jensen was done selling stock. And today, right out of the gate, tremendous flow. We pushed up to our next resistance at 125. And then, 130 becomes that next big area to get above there. AMD has been a great trader here. You have a W pattern here as well. It is trying right now to break out and clear this W pattern there, and I have less of it now than I used to because I trimmed some into the just into the 200 day. But nice move up on this one. If this one wants to wake up, you got room to that gap at 169.82, and then we can get into there. So nice moves there. Avgo has been an incredible trader over these last couple of weeks. Nice move there. Even much maligned Intel here above the 50 day and into that gap. The other big name today was Meta. Meta had their MetaQuest day today, and if you Meta Connect day today, and if you didn't watch it, it's this is why it's worth it. We made a lot of money trading Meta today. I traded 3 times, live in the room as I was listening. I call out what they were talking about and my quick consensus or thoughts on it. And they displayed some tech that was just incredible here. Now, a lot of it's not going to be ready for a while yet. It's going to take a bit, but we now know where that $10 billion worth of losses in R&D is going in the Reality Labs segment. And I think it's good. Specifically, you're going to want to take a look at the Orion prototype holographic glasses that will react to your eyes, hand gestures, and they're developing a Neuralink on that. That's some pretty interesting stuff. Meta hit an all-time high today. Netflix hit an all-time high today. Tesla continues to push up here very strong. Keeps working its way up towards 260. We're about a week and a little bit of half away from their big event. 271 there is your 52-week high. So, overall, there's some good things going on. It's very, very name specific this week. If you get away from these names, they're not working so well. Apple's a great indication here. Apple, after Friday's big down candle into the last 10 minutes on that rebalance, holding the 8 day by the skin of its teeth, almost at the 21 day today. Again, news is not great. China today, the news was that non-China phones sales were down 12.7% or something like that for August. And a lot of people put that onto Apple. Remember, Samsung and Google and other people's cell phones there as well. But bottom line, the market to me still feels fine. I remain bullish bias. We just broke out. We're pushing on up. We'll see what Micron brings us tonight, and we'll go from there. Hope you all had a great day trading. Catch you guys live in the morning, staying late with earnings, and I'll put a link to the description on my website, the description below.